guys, what's going on? It's your girl Miss Britney and welcome back to my channel. So I know I have a lot of explaining to do and we got a lot of catching up on, because this week my episode on MTV on Revenge Prank with Pauly aired, and I know you guys are like, what, when, where, how, what's going on, since when Miss Britney ain't tell us she was on MTV. And I didn't even warn you guys or give you guys a heads up to watch. So I'm here to explain all the tea. You guys know this is my second television show that I have been on in 2020. And I just feel like all of my dreams are coming true and I feel really, really accomplished. So how did it even start? How did I even get casted on the show? So maybe like, let's say 8 months ago, maybe. I'm gonna just throw a number out there. They reached out to me via email saying that they checked out my YouTube prank on Jota, and that prank was on the episode on MTV, and said that they are doing this television show with Vinny and Pauly D, and basically it's like a prank competition between them two, and I could win up to $10,000. So they reached out to me, we interviewed via Skype, and the same thing happened. I think this is like my 4th audition this year for different television shows. So it's always like the same type of process. So they reach out to you via email, they schedule a phone call interview just telling you all of the details. And if you guys don't know, I graduated from acting school. I've taken acting classes, I've taken teleprompter classes in high school, and I went to modeling school. So when it comes to networks reaching out, I'm not too, like, I'm just very familiar with the process and knowing when to know when they're legit, the type of questions to ask, and how the process is supposed to go. So make sure you guys aren't just giving your information out to random people reaching out to you, because you never know when something is fake or suspect or could potentially be dangerous. So they reached out, everything made sense. I spoke it over with my mom, who was like my manager, and we did the phone interview. Also, never do phone interviews alone. So we do the phone interview, everything's legit, everything's good, and I'm talking to these people based out of London. So every time they call me, it's this crazy area code. I had to do my research, figure out the company website, like the casting director's website. I also asked for the casting director's LinkedIn account, and it was just very important that I verified everything to make sure it wasn't like a scam or, you know, any funny business pretty much. So after that, I was all set and I was excited. So they had to speak with Jota. So now I'm nervous because y'all know Jota barely does social media. He's a very private person. I didn't think he was gonna sign up for it. So reach out to Holt. I'm like, hey, they want to feature our prank video on this new show on MTV. How do you feel about it? The video will be aired on live national television. He was like, okay, just give them my information and we'll see. So I gave them Jota's information, and Jota was like, okay, yeah, I spoke to them on the phone. I have a Skype interview coming up. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I was excited because Jota was on board. So the lady called me a few days later and was like, yeah, your brother, I can tell he's pretty guarded. He doesn't really know. He wants to make sure we're legit, which I knew was going to happen. And so she was like, I'll keep you updated. So maybe like 2 weeks later, they'll reach back out to me and say that the casting directors love me and she wanted to know if she can have my permission to submit us for the next step. Basically like the next casting round. So we do. We had to sign all this paperwork, and Jota didn't feel comfortable giving them his social, or I believe it was his address. So I did everything. Jota didn't feel comfortable. He didn't do it. So I stopped hearing from them after that. So I was assuming that because Jota didn't feel comfortable giving the rest of his information, you know, that they just went along to other people. So So that was that. I just moved forward. And again, y'all, because this was my 4th show that reached out to me, I didn't think nothing of it. I was just like, oh, okay, I guess we just didn't get this show. Completely fine. What's for me is for me. Like, I don't really get too pressed. I didn't hear from them. I didn't see anything. I didn't see any commercials about the show. So I completely forgot about it. So one day, well, one weekend, this was in February, I'm at DC's house and my mom calls and says, we have a surprise for you guys. Hota is gonna come get you from DC's house. So behind the scenes, what I don't know is that DC was actually encouraging me to dress a little cuter. He's like encouraging me to put a little effort into my appearance. He's encouraging me to like actually do my hair, and I'm not thinking anything of it. So now I know that he was actually taking pictures of myself and my outfit, sending it to my mom because she was with MTV all day setting up. So they ended up going through with the casting with Ho, and the show was actually people who have been pranked on YouTube pranking YouTubers back. So it was Hope pranking me back for what I posted on YouTube. So Hota comes, he picks me up, and I'll insert the clip here. Hope. So look, Hope was already supposed to come get me. I told y'all that. And then my mom called and she was like, I have exciting news.
That joint gonna fall, probably.
For you and your brother. Crazy news for you and your brother. I want you guys to come and meet me. Tell your brother to pick you up. Have crazy exciting news. And she sounds so like ecstatic. So I'm like, what the heck? So what she told you, Hope?
She just told me the same thing. Just to come now. She can't answer too many questions.
That's what she told me.
See what the hell she talking about. It looked like it's downtown somewhere.
Now, yesterday they were going all day. Every time I would call my mom, she either wouldn't answer my phone call or she wouldn't say much. Then I was like, Mom, why are you acting weird? Like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm handling business with your father. I was like, this is weird. I think it could be 3 things. Well, I don't know.
Calm down.
I would say Dad bought a truck, but that's not that.
Can't be if it's downtown.
Unless he got an office space. I don't know. We'll see, guys. I never parked down here, no. Okay, y'all. So we are at Atlantic Station. Why are you blurring? Okay. So we're at Atlantic Station. Still have no idea where they are. And here's all the shoes. Hota's finally wearing them. A lot of people asking about these shoes.
Brad Simmons. She said come straight to me.
Inside, and she's got some news for you, and I don't want to spoil it, so you guys just follow me. Don't worry, I promise it's good news. I just don't want to steal her thunder. Did y'all find the place okay? Wow, you're filming everything. Is it okay if I ask you not to?
And I remember in the car ride thinking like, oh, okay, my dad must have bought a dealership, or my parents went and bought another rental home that they're like gonna put in our name or something like that. Like, and I remember talking to DC, I'm like, yeah, I think my dad just bought a dealership downtown. I'm gonna go check it out. If not, I think my parents went ahead and bought another rental home. So I'm like trying to bring DC with me. I'm like, come on, you don't want to see the rental home or the dealership? And he's like, no, just go ahead. I'm gonna stay back and clean, send me photos. I'm like, okay, whatever. So we get there, and then you guys see the show air. I'll insert some clips of the show here.
Yo, what up, my man?
What's going on, Pauly?
Talk to you. I'm to meet you. I want to get everything. Is she vlogging this right now?
She really does want to be a full-time influencer.
Wow, you're filming everything.
Yo, Amanda, get that camera out of there.
3 million, 3 million, 3 million.
time to tell Britney.
But the real story that is unfolding before us is that the lovely daughter Britney is actually going to be donating $1.5 million to a man that she heard about earlier today.
Guys, so after we filmed, I remember, because the prank was my mom winning $9 million and her splitting $3 million with us, a bunch of the clips that you guys didn't see is like me signing my will, the lady asking me like, what are you going to do for the rest of your life, me finally understanding like, now that I'm a millionaire, I don't have to work for the rest of my life. And that was so scary and surreal, and I think that day changed my life forever, because for the first time I realized what I knew my purpose was. And honestly, just think about it. If you had all the money in the world and you never had to work for the rest of your life, what would you do with your time? Where would you take up most of your time? What would you do for enjoyment and fulfillment in life? And that day literally taught me just that. And so you guys know how like ambitious and hardworking I am, but for the first time when they kept asking me like, what are you gonna do for the rest of your life? What are you gonna spend your money on? Where do you wanna go? It was like, wow. I just learned so much about myself in that one day. And just to think that a prank reality show was what it took for me to really see what truly matters in life was insane. Because I remember her, the actress on set, kept asking me like, what kind of cars are you gonna buy? What type of things are you gonna buy? What places do you want to travel to? And I didn't care. Like, all I wanted to do was get out of debt. And on the show I kept saying, I can't wait to pay my car off. I can't wait to pay off my student loans. I didn't care to travel anywhere. I didn't care to have a huge wedding. I didn't care about anything designer. Like, I knew I wanted to buy my grandmother's house. I wanted to continue teaching. I remember saying I wasn't gonna finish school, and I probably wasn't, honestly. But yeah, all I wanted to do was teach and be an influencer. So that opened up a whole different drive and hustle. So it really just changes your whole perspective. Like, can you imagine waking up one day and thinking that you won $9 million? Wild. So after that, my whole life was just like upside down, because I finally realized my purpose and what matters. And I think the Lord really just woke me up and showed me that all this hard work is kind of for nothing that we do in life. So after that, of course, we could not talk about it. We couldn't tell anyone. I couldn't, you know, give you guys a warning. We couldn't do any of those things. So I just kept it to myself. So we shot the show in February and it just aired in mid-September. And they were very adamant about us not leaking anything. I think I'm gonna wear these earrings. And so we kept our word, and the show aired on MTV, and I sat at home with mom in DC to watch the show, and I was just like, wow, like, I'm 6 months pregnant, watching me on MTV as myself with my now fiance, and I don't know, I just felt so proud of myself, and I just felt like my child would be even more proud of me. And it's just so nice to see me taking all these acting classes as a kid and going to, you know, all of these different workshops, and just, sorry y'all, my camera died, but yeah, me just going to all these different workshops as a kid and everything just coming full circle as an adult. I promised myself after the MTV episode aired that as soon as the baby gets here, I'll continue acting, I'll continue looking for roles, and I'll continue being on TV as myself as much as I can. I absolutely love reality TV. And everything just came together full circle. So make sure you guys check out my episode on Revenge Prank on MTV. Tell me what you guys think. I'm so sorry I kept this away from you guys, but I just hope you're proud of me, and I know my child will be even more proud of me when he gets here and he's able to see all of the many different things. Not only that I accomplished, but so many things that I wasn't afraid to try. So yeah, love you guys. I do.